There was very hard time in Russia. It would be 1996. That was the time that I first put the application to come to Australia. And that was a big change in Russia when, the development of the communists came to the end, and Gorbachev came and said, that's it, there is no Soviet Union anymore, because I actually was born in Soviet Union, which is a different country now. There's no country where I was born before. That was the time, really big hardship. I was working at school. I was married that time. We were just newly married. They stopped paying us our salary, and it was happening for up to 8 months. And it was really difficult to live. I wake up and I'm thinking, what will I eat tomorrow? And it was getting worse and worse and worse.
Because it was really hard time for Ukraine, for Russia, it's the same. Yeah.
At that time it was one country, it was USSR.
And it was a war with Chechnya and Afghanistan, 2 wars.
1994.
I found that it was very nice to meet people who could ask me to help me if they see something in my face, like if I'm stuck with something or I have questions. They're asking, are you okay? Do you need help? Or something like this. Yes, it was very nice to see.
The lifestyle, that would be probably the main one. When you, in the morning, on Saturday morning, wake up and then you say, let's go to the beach. And you do not have to fly on the plane for 3 hours to get there. You just drive, and in 5 minutes you're there. You have the beautiful beach, nice coffee, people that are smiling and walking around, and it's the relaxed lifestyle.
We were very surprised when people start greeting us like, "G'day, mate." G'day. It was something as well, yes, to discover, because I was shocked a little bit. Yes, when we hear was the English, and it was different from standard English I've learned in Russia. And all that slang, of course, and all colloquial words, they were a little bit of, not for me to accept it first. Like what's g'day? It's not only a good day or something, and the other thing is like, how's your hubby? Yes, I thought, who is hubby and what's going on? But gradually I accepted, I understand that it should be different.
I was crying 3 years because it's a big difference. Yeah, and as you see, we were quite happy in Russia. We had a job, we had a son, we had everything. But because we didn't want to go our son to the war, that is why we left the country. That is because for me it's mainly because English. First year, maybe 2 years, I heard English like just one sound, like a train. And big difference from Moscow to Hungary. Different lifestyle, different position, everything is different. We change.
No. That's what really surprises me about this country, is that people from absolutely different cultures, backgrounds coexist, like in peace and friendship and everything. Indians going together with Russians, Chinese hang out with Malaysian, and it's all so natural and so mutually enriching. So it's surprising.
The climate. We came in July. We came from Russian summer to Australian winter, and the weather was exactly the same. We didn't know, but it was a surprise that Australian winter is the same as Russian summer.
In Russia we have heating inside houses. It's normal all the time during winter, and we found if we need to warm our house, we need to do this by ourselves. People from Russia usually freeze here during winter. For Australian people usually it's a big surprise because you come from Russia. Why are you freezing here in Australia?
His name is Alexander. He was 5 years old when we came here. And he was quite happy just to be here, and he's mostly Aussie boy, not Russian at all. But he speaks Russian with an accent. I taught him a little bit of Russian, but of course his English was always better. He taught me some rude words. I remember, yes, it was very funny when coming from school. He was so excited. When I asked him, what have you learned here today? It was his new words.
It was very, very comfortable. I think my parents just went out of their way to make our life really easy, and no problems, no struggles. Everything was really as it should be. Yeah, so happy childhood, and loved by the family, and really enjoyed my life in there. Yeah.
In Russian school, we learn how to correctly structure sentences and the culture of Russia that we will need to know in the future. I speak Russian at home with my grandparents and sometimes my mother, and I usually sometimes speak in school accidentally. My friends, they just look at me weird and think, okay, sure.
We had some troubles with the documents to receiving the visa, so it took 4 years. And at the beginning I said no, and my parents, they said no, we want our daughter here with us. But 4 years, it's a long period, so after I think we understood that it will happen. That's it. 4 years, yeah, it's a long time. She every time asked us to come back, yeah, and she hope it happens. yeah, every time she wants to be.
I had a choice actually to think whether I would go to America or Canada. Going to other countries like to Canada was a bit easier. I think Australia was the hardest to go through the migration process and all that. Canada could accept me straight away as an interpreter and as a teacher. Actually, finally, Australia recognized all my professions. They recognized when I put the application, they recognized me as a teacher, they recognized me as a psychologist, as an interpreter, and they even they started reviewing I had 3 years nursing degree. I was trying to put everything what I can, and I thought, I'll go from there, I'll choose what I want to do. We could afford only a small unit in Sutherland Shire, which was further away. That was the first reason. Second, it was quite close to the train station. I thought I can use train, I can go anywhere. And when I was coming to Sutherland Shire, it smelled so beautifully from Cronulla, because I lived in the sea beach. Back in Russia, I lived in a small peninsula between two seas. And I smelled that and I'm thinking, this is very similar to what I had in Russia. This is where I want to live. And also Sutherland was like my village. It was not a city at all, so it was very close to me.